Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Sorry, it's been a while since we've made any content. Both of us been pretty busy with work and life and all that kind of stuff. But we wanted to make sure we put out a video talking about our league start plans for 3.27 before the league starts, even if it is
barely
a few
before.
hours. Yeah, exactly. So what we'll do is we'll kind of go through. We've had a couple people ask us like what our plan is, what league are we going to play, what's our league starter going to be, what's our streaming schedule going to look like. So we're kind of just going to go through that in more of this podcast light type format, pretty unscripted. So there might be a little bit of rambling like that, but
there might be
overall,
some profanity.
I think
might be some cancel-worthy
one or two
bloopers.
Don't cancel us, okay? We're starting to.
We need to get going before we can get canceled.
Yeah, true. Like, share, and subscribe, please. Okay, that being said, we'll just kind of jump into it. So the first question that a lot of people asked us was, which league are we playing? And so, although I love solo self-found hardcore, I will be starting once again in It Fights Back YouTube's group self-found league. If you are interested in that, if you go over to his channel, we'll link it in the description and jump in his Discord, and then you should be able to get into the group self-found. The good thing about that is most players that jump in there are SSF minded, and so they'll make their own builds. They'll probably homebrew something interesting. It may not be insane blasting build, but it'll be cool and hipster like us. So great community, everybody's friendly, and one of the advantages to it is if you wanted to play something that needed a build defining unique, it's more likely that somebody else will find it and then they'll trade it to you for not an insane price. So you're not competing with trade.
They'll barter because you'll find things like you'll have prismatic oils and they'll have some breach unique that you need, and then you're able to exchange in a way you can't really do solo self-found without more grinding and like all the content. So especially the rarer it is, like the easier the GSF makes it to build the kind of wacky stuff you want to.
Yeah, and IFB says in his latest video, which you should check out, he said this is the best way. He can't imagine a better way to play Path of Exile, and I kind of agree, except for I think we should be playing on hardcore. But it is what it is. Not everybody shares that passion for punishment that I do. And many of us do. So that's the league that we'll play. Later on, we will switch to hardcore solo self-found, and we'll play any special events that happen at least until PoE 2.4 comes out. And then Roth and I will switch over to that and no life that game. And we'll have probably a lot more structured content for PoE 2, like a lot of our followers and viewers are used to. So a lot of informative videos, etc. Anyway, enough about PoE 2. So getting to the meat of this here, the more popular question I think that everybody is asking themselves is, what are you league starting? And I'll let you answer that.
Yeah.
No, I'll let you answer that.
I'll cut you off.
No, I have a long answer, so it's like
okay, you have a long answer.
Yeah.
Like you said, we're busy with real life stuff, so I have some things to catch up on. I don't know how much I'll play this league, but I'm definitely going to play the opening weekend and run around with my friends on the GSF. And I think I'm going to play Ignite Prolif, and then I'm looking at Explosive Concoction, because I've never played that before, and they've changed it. Some people are saying it's nerfed, but the way I want to play it on an Elementalist, using all the flasks, I think it's going to be fine, or even stronger than it was last league. When I just see the breach content and the teasers, it reminds me of back in the days playing other Ignite Prolif, where you do one shot and then multiple screens of things are just cleared, and that's kind of what you'd like on a breach league, I think. So I'm going to go with that.
What ascendancy?
Elementalist.
And so are you going to do the all damage ignites and then a little bit of Golemancy and stuff going on?
Yeah, can't have reflected damage with the little shield because it's hard out here for a witch. And then Yeah, the golems apparently are good. I haven't played in a league or two. People say they're good, even though they got nerfed, they still look good on paper. And then probably the exposure effect, and then we'll cut something for some cool bloodline thing, probably.
Yeah, it's look. I mean, I'm not a top tree enjoyer, and even I can feel the pull
The pole
of the
up there.
golems up there. Yeah. Oh, I think that's going to be solid. I think that's going to be easy and probably really strong for the league, especially what maybe single target will be. The
Yeah, I'm not
clear should
sure
be
about
awesome.
the clear will be
We'll have to see.
awesome. We'll have to see with the single target. Like, hopefully, there's enough exposure and whatnot to just where I am. I played.
And will you post a POB
No,
in our Discord?
no, I would not.
Okay, I won't be either.
No. If I
What we
remember,
can
I
do is,
will.
if
But
anybody cares, yeah,
no one should be copying like the POB that I'm coming up with as I randomly go in solo self-found essentially. But if people are interested, I'll do it. Yeah. And if any
I
of you are
wouldn't
interested,
copy either of us.
yeah, don't copy either of us. We suck, or I suck. But there's a forum on our Discord where you can post whatever thing you're cooking up. So if you want to show off or you want advice, go ahead and
Yeah, we have
it's public.
two build sections. If people are interested, I'm not going to recommend anybody plays what I play unless while I'm playing it I do recommend it. But both of us are fine with like brute forcing, and we
Mm-hmm.
can kind of make anything work. You know, at least till 2 void stones, and then
Yeah.
we may need to swap it up when we start doing like real end game content.
If it's a
So,
real janky build, we might need to redo it. But we have
which
enough
is happening.
experience. I think we can just roll with whatever. It doesn't really matter to 2 void stones, but we wouldn't recommend it to someone that.
Yeah. And the last thing we want is for somebody to follow what we put out and then they have a bad league
time.
start and they have limited time and stuff. Yeah, that would suck. So you can keep up with us. We will post updates. I really will try very hard to post day 1, day 2, etc. updates on at least the league starter. And then if I do anything that I think will interest anybody, or if people ask, I can post some, because I'm going to re-roll like 10 times probably for the league.
What's your streaming gonna be like this? Just people
Would you want to
don't
know
want
about
to.
my league starter first?
No, I don't care. Yeah, okay. Hit me with your league starter. Well, I was just saying, if people, does anyone believe that
Oh,
you're
the
actually
framework.
you're not gonna do day 1, day 2 updates. This is not gonna happen. So they need to catch it on stream, is what I'm saying. But we'll circle back to that
I'll
after
try,
your
I
league stuff.
swear.
Yeah.
I'll do
I
like
mean,
at
you'll
least
try,
like
but it.
3-minute video. We'll do unedited 3-minute. Yo, this is what I did today. I'm smoked. I know life all day because I have permission from the executive in the house to know life, but I will have to step away and do some handy, not handies, handing out candy.
Hmm.
So we will do
Handing
that
out
a little
handies
bit
at the door. That's
tomorrow.
not. That's
No,
not.
no, dude. I'm out. So we'll have to take a break, do that, take care of the dogs and stuff. But we are going to league start on time, and I will probably league start one of the following: Tectonic Slam of Cataclysm Chieftain, Ignite Explosive Concoction Chieftain, Poison Explosive Trap Assassin into Poison Spectral Throw of Charthus Assassin, Poison, SST Gladiator, Slam Gladiator, maybe something else.
So what I'm hearing is anything. Because what I'm hearing is like you don't have a plan. You'll figure it out in the loading in the queue.
Unfortunately.
How's your? If you did go Ignite Chieftain, how would that work out? Because you can't use all the extra lightning damage and all the extra cold damage, or what's your plan there?
So I was, I don't know. I was thinking I don't POB anything. I'm an artist. I just feel it out. You know what I mean? There's
You're a
no
savant.
mistakes, only happy accidents. No,
You're a savant.
I probably just hit like the north of the tree, grab as much LE damage, as much fire damage as possible, ignite chance, all that, and then I'll take the ignite while you're stationary. Try to drop as much resistance as possible on the enemies. Try to get some Ignite Prolif early. And then Hinakora explosions, I think, will help out with that. Plus being tanky from the Y'all res, fire as other Ellie res. And then nothing super crazy after that. Hopefully get a X-Arc shield and maybe try to go max block. Use glancing blows, which I know is not cool. But I'm going to try it out this league. At some point, when I was checking out some Ruthless builds, everybody was using that. So I mean, I think it's just a cheap way, the dollar general version of getting max block, max spell block, even though you take a little bit extra damage. But when I did do like a quick little tree thing, I had a lot of regen, so it should be all right. I don't know. We'll see. It'll probably be awesome or not.
You can hire me and my golems like a mercenary to come in and do exposure for you if you need like -60 res or whatever on someone. You can, because we're in GSF, we can do that. We can jump into each other's thing and increase the boss life and help out a little bit.
And the only other one I really wanted to talk about, I mean, the Tectonic Slam I haven't never played it. I love Chieftain. It looks fun. And I think you can there's a couple different ways that I think you can have permanent endurance charges with like the Howl Crack helmet and a couple other things that probably won't be too hard to get. So that should be interesting. I'll basically follow like a volcanic fissure tree-ish type of things when I've played that before. I haven't really looked at it too much. And then SST, I'm obsessed with Gladiator. SST, it's probably my favorite build ever in the whole world. And then for the Assassin, I love the Assassin. I haven't played it in forever. I love the idea of it. It's awesome on Ruthless, and it looks like they just brought a better version to the main game. So Explosive Trap, I think it's already a thing that people are playing with like the what is it, the Consuming Dark dagger, where your fire damage to chaos +1 fire skill gems. So grab one of those early, and then get a bunch of poison chance. It should be a bunch of explosions. I'll get some cold damage in there too, so I should be freezing and igniting stuff and hopefully shocking stuff and poisoning them with like a million poisons, I think. And that should transition to the Spectral Throw, because you can get a ton of proj using Sniper's Mark, and then using a triple LE dagger, maybe with hits can't be evaded. And then there's the Adder passive, the dagger passive that critical strikes inflict poison, right? So with daggers. So I'll just do hits can't be evaded. I won't need any poison chance if I'm crit capped, right? And then I can take maybe Perfect Agony. I've never played with that, so I think you can get a ton of crit multi on Assassin now. I don't know what I'd take for like the other two Ascendancies aside from the Poison branch, but that might be a spot for like the Bloodline, which was going to be my next question to you. What Bloodline do you think you're going to go for out the gate, if anything?
I don't actually know if I will on the Elementalist. I think it's fine with the 4 like built-in ones that it has. And looking at the Bloodlines, like nothing is amazingly synergistic with at least that Ignite build. There's some other like build arounds that if you were building around the Bloodlines would be very cool. But like adding it into that build, I don't see like a really good one.
Yeah.
I don't see anything that's better than like golems or shock or exposure or just shield. Like,
and I think that probably you're like me. Maybe we'll drop something that will inspire me to roll something to take advantage of one of the Bloodline. I'm more excited about the league mechanic itself than the Bloodline Ascendancies. There's a couple that are kind of looking interesting to me, but I'm gonna probably wait till end game till I really start looking at that. And some of the ones I'm maybe more interested in, like Lycia's, I'm not gonna play Sanctum mostly. I don't, maybe
Lycia is easy.
We'll
one Lycia, like
I know, but I'll have to. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right.
You just need one. Like that's not that bad.
I know, but I remember one league. I don't remember what I was trying to farm, but I had a glass cannon build in there, and I got one shot by her like twice, and I was like, "This game sucks." Oh no, I suck. It was me. It was me all along.
Most of them
Awesome.
seem like undertuned, but I mean, I'd rather them start out that way than have like some ridiculous OP thing that becomes like required for every single build. Some
Yeah.
of them seem
If it
really
was just
good.
generically strong,
Yeah.
100% agree.
I was
Also,
looking
pitched in
at.
playing Warden too. Sorry.
I'll never play Warden. I'm like OG Raider. It's like
Raider.
I'll spit on the Warden.
Spit on her. Oh my god. Misogynist. What's your Atlas strategy? You know, like
Probably do Expedition. That's kind of my go-to to start out and Harvest, and then see how far I get. Again, I don't know how long I'm gonna play, so it might not get that far. Like I'll probably just.
yeah, but that's an enduring thing that you can kind of keep going if you're jumping
Yeah,
back in and then just
it's kind of generic too, so
yeah.
I can make other trees later if I need to, but Tujin will provide.
Well, as usual, I always find an excuse to farm heist because it's my favorite. All right, there's dozens of us heist enjoyers out there, maybe more, maybe a baker's dozen this league because of the changes. So I will spec into heist, but before that, we'll go into Jun for some of the gravicious stuff. Legion early on because I do want a couple timeless jewels because that will give me some more options, especially on the if I do play the explosive concoction chief. Brutal restraint is going to make that side of the tree like a million times easier. So definitely those three out the gate, and then I'll transition to, and these could move around like depending on what I drop or what I need like for my gear and stuff. But we are going to spend some time on beasts, Alva. I might go into expedition a little bit too, and then always harvest just because of how useful it is. Usually, if I get a piece of gear that I want to craft, I'll just switch to harvest really quick and blast that for like an hour, and then craft the gear, and then I'll leave that as a separate tree because I'll probably go back to it in the future. It's just so powerful, especially for some of the end game crafting that we'll inevitably be getting into. But all that stuff is subject to change. And then as far as yeah,
For GSF, I kind of like to be the purveyor of something that no one else is doing or that's in limited supply. So I think that tends to be blight oils. Like I don't necessarily mind blight, and
oh
especially with this uh, ignite prolif. I mean, blight's going to be like so easy. That I could just
definitely
grind that
play
out,
light.
and then you have a pile of oils to hand out to everyone that needs their anointments, especially early. If I'm only playing like the first week, that's stuff that everyone needs right away, and then they don't need it so much later on.
Yeah, and I mean I've already had orders for heist. I've had messages like, "Hey, you gonna get some Travis
Yeah,
gems?"
you're
I'm
gonna
like,
get
"Yeah, you
the
bet."
you
Yeah.
pass that on.
So
I'd be the
exactly to your
the,
point. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I do heist. Also,
the
yeah, right.
kingpin
I
of the
love it.
underworld.
Yeah, exactly. And then last, streaming schedule. So I can safely say for this week, and I'm not sure, and you can add to this if you do think you'll be able to fill some gaps. But for league launch, I will launch my career. I will launch. I will start on league launch. Gee, I will start on time. I will sit in the queue with everybody, and then we don't have the streamer client enabled yet. We're not that cool. Working on it, but we will stream for a bit tomorrow, and then we'll take a break. Like I said, we got to do some honeydew, hand out candy, all that good stuff, and then because it is Halloween in the United States, we celebrate hashtag Halloween or whatever, and then we'll come back and we'll stream for the rest of the night, a few hours, and then Saturday, Sunday we'll stream starting at like probably 10 Mountain Standard Time, and then until the night. I'm gonna know life. Like I said, I have permission. And then we'll try to stream in the evenings, probably 1600 ish MST or maybe like 1400 PST, right? Um, for a few hours every night this week. Definitely stream on Tuesday and Thursday. Are you gonna still be able
I'm
to
gonna
do
try
that?
it, yeah.
But are you gonna stream PoE 2 or PoE 1?
PoE 1, I think, this week at least.
Okay.
No one wants
And
to see
then
PoE 2.
moving, and correct me if I'm wrong, but moving forward, we'll we'll have a little bit of a hybrid, especially as we get closer to 0.40. We'll
I
have a little
think
bit more trickle in of PoE2 content.
I think so. There's still Mythbuster stuff. There's still some collaborations and there's an unfinished major guide that we're gonna get out ahead of 0.4 or so. But we got a while of PoE1, but PoE2 stuff's still in the pipeline.
Well, I'm super psyched for the new league. It's been a while since we've had
I haven't played much
this level of
PoE1 in
hype.
the last
Yeah.
like year. Now I'm like a WASD guy, so it's gonna be like whenever I go back to PoE1, it's like, oh, this is so ugly, and the moving is so janky, and it's like I've become flasks. What are these? You know, I've become like a PoE2 guy, and I've deleted half of like the Wikipedia of PoE1 that was in my brain, so that's fun. Try and get back into it. But the reveal stream was like surprisingly solid. They're showing things like the little tree, and I'm like, I can see this being like an addictive grind to like, you know, grow your tree out, and then the graphs and all the, and then it's Breach, which is like kind of a crowd favorite style of League, which is like a bunch of things spawn on your map and you kill them. Like that's, you know, PoE1 players love that kind of stuff. So it might get me hooked. Hopefully not, so that I can focus on real life stuff. But at least this first week, I'll put a good chunk of time in.
I actually hate Breach, but
It's not my favorite, to be fair, but
I'm like anti-mapper.
yeah.
Don't kill me, okay, guys. All right. Well, I think that pretty much covers everything. Do you have any final comments or saved rounds you want to put out there?
No, just I would encourage people to check out It Fights Back's channel and the GSF there, and give that playstyle a try, because it's kind of uniquely valuable, and it's a pretty fun way to play, I think. And even if you don't want to play, you know, watch his Let's Play series, because he'll be walking through the league, so you can get a sense of it that way.
Yeah, he's an amazing content creator, and he has the most insane outer monologue that I've ever seen. And it's like the coziest watch along type thing. You can just put him on while you're blasting maps and listen to him talk about his drops and what his plan is next, and then when he's gonna fight Ubers. And it's an awesome channel, man. He's great, very smart dude. All right, well, I think that's it. Thanks everybody that watched this long. Don't forget to share the video if you have any friends or family.
They're PoE
Like it,
players; they don't have friends. What are
subscribe.
we kidding?
I know. I mean, at least we have each other, right? That makes one friend each for us. So if you want to be friends with us, come to the Discord. We'll be friends with you. We love being friends with people. You know, I'll buy you a beer maybe. But thanks for watching the video. We appreciate it, and we'll see you in the league. Bye.
Just